guys, welcome back. In today's video, I am going to be applying my foundation with a Clarisonic. Clarisonic just recently came out with a new Sonic foundation brush head attachment. So the idea is that you have one device to both apply and remove your makeup, which is pretty cool. Little reminder before we jump in and get started, I do have a huge giveaway coming up when I hit 100,000 subscribers, and we are less than 700 away now, so be sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you want a chance to win a ton of makeup in the near future. So you guys know I like to give you guys all the information you need before we jump in with the application. So this is what the brush head itself looks like. It just pops off like any of the other Clarisonic attachments. I'm not going to talk too much about the Clarisonic itself in this video, but I do have it on the MUFE here. I will link the brush head and the Clarisonic itself down below if you want more info. The Sonic foundation brush attachment is $39 Canadian or $35 US, so it's a little bit more money than the regular cleansing brush heads, though I suspect you wouldn't have to replace this as often as the cleansing versions. It is also supposed to be antimicrobial and non-porous for the bristles, so essentially that means it's going to be more hygienic and it also should be easier to clean. I'm assuming they are synthetic since it says they're non-porous. And this is compatible with all of the Clarisonic facial cleansing devices. So if you have the Smart Profile, the MUFE, the regular Mia, it'll work for all of them. So for those of you who don't know, when you turn on the Clarisonic, it will go for 60 seconds and then it has an automatic timer to shut it off. So the idea is that you can apply your entire face of foundation in that 60 seconds, which I'm a little bit skeptical about. I think I'm gonna have to do it probably 2 or 3 times, but we'll see. And supposedly if you want a higher coverage, you can put your Clarisonic on the highest speed setting. So since this is the MUFE, I'm going to have it on setting number 2, since you guys know I do like a full coverage kind of look. And yeah, it's just supposed to give your foundation a really smooth, flawless airbrush finish. I'm gonna get my hair off my face and we're gonna get started. So today I'm going to be using this device to apply the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous foundation. I know I already really like the look of this foundation on my skin, and more importantly, I know that it can apply well with a brush. You can also use this to blend out like concealer and color correcting products and like cream, contour, and highlight. I figured I would just start off with baby steps. If you guys want to see me do like a full face with liquid and cream products using this, let me know by giving this video a thumbs up. I did also already prime my face with a little bit of the Stila One Step Correct. So I'm going to take a bit of this foundation and kind of dot it on all the main areas of my face like I usually would. So I'm just going to turn it on the higher speed setting and just kind of work in circular motions. It says to not apply any pressure, but just kind of let it glide lightly over your skin. So let's go ahead and do this. Okay, so that was 60 seconds. I have to say I'm actually quite impressed. I thought 60 seconds wasn't going to be long enough, but I definitely had more than enough time. I kind of went back over all the areas just to make sure everything was nice and smooth and blended, and I had plenty of time, so really impressed with that to start. The brush is quite dense, but it's soft. It's kind of a weird sensation because it does kind of like tickle your face a little bit, but the brush feels nice on the skin. It does have kind of different textures and different lengths of bristles on it. For the most part, I'm pleasantly surprised with how good it looks. I think the one spot on my face that I'm having a little bit of like streakiness and it didn't cover quite as well is right on my nose, but my nose is kind of a problem area for that. But it does look quite smooth. This foundation is kind of like a medium to full coverage. I'll link my first impressions on it down below if you want to see it applied regularly. It is one of my favorites, and I think it did kind of live up to its full coverage potential with this tool. One thing, when I do apply this foundation with a regular brush, I tend to work in kind of downward strokes, and I feel like that gives it a more smooth appearance. So working in circular motions, I feel it's not accentuating texture, but I feel like you definitely can see my little bit of like textural acne scarring that I have, but it's not too bad. I think I am going to go over it one more time and just see if I can like build it up a little bit, because I do want a little bit more coverage, but I'm going to zoom in and do a close-up really quick for you guys. So this is what it's looking like up close on my skin, just with like one 60-second application. I think it looks pretty good. Once again, the only part I'm really having issues with is like my nose and a little bit on my upper lip. It's a little bit streaky and patchy in there, but I feel like those are kind of awkward areas. Like I definitely need to get in the creases of my nose and kind of blend it in a little bit better. But like for my first time using it, I think it looks pretty dang good. I'm honestly quite surprised. I'm going to dot on a little bit more foundation just to see if I can kind of go in again and correct that and get everything looking like totally smooth and flawless. You guys, I'm actually pretty impressed with how this applied my foundation. I didn't think I was going to like it this much. Still a tiny bit streaky on my nose, but I think what I'm going to do is just go in with my sponge and just kind of fix that one area. Other than that, like in this area of my cheek, I feel like my foundation is sitting a little bit funny, but I feel like that's kind of my error, and just due to the fact that this was my first time using it, I feel like that's something I could kind of correct in the future. I don't think it's like a fault of the product or anything. I think the foundation looks pretty dang good. That being said, I don't know if it looks any better than just applying it with a regular foundation brush or a sponge. I don't know, I think it looks about the same. The coverage might be a little bit better aside from this area though. And overall the application did feel extremely effortless, like I felt like I had to do barely anything. And I think in the future, once I get it down a little bit more, I could definitely do it with just one 60-second cycle and not go in twice and get like a really perfect application in one go. I just wanted to zoom you guys in again so you can see another close-up and everything. I honestly went into this thinking like, this will probably work okay, but it's probably not something I would want to use on a daily basis, like in place of my other tools, but I actually really like it. I can see myself applying my foundation with this again. I really like the fact that it felt so effortless. One thing I do feel like it would be hard to apply concealer with, just because it was kind of difficult to get in around the sides of my nose and everything. I feel like this size of a brush isn't going to work that well for the under eye area. I'm really impressed. I think I've already said that probably like 8 times, but I think I'm gonna go ahead, finish off the rest of my makeup and kind of give you guys my final thoughts. Okay, so my makeup is done now. You guys just saw another close-up of the finished look. Now that I have been staring at my face for a little while and my makeup is completed, I do feel like my foundation is looking more smooth and flawless than usual. I still don't think it's like a super drastic difference. Like, it's nothing where it's completely blowing my mind and I'm like, OMG, you need to go out and drop $150 plus on a Clarisonic just for this brush. That'd be a little bit crazy. I think you guys can agree. But if you do already own a Clarisonic, I definitely think this is worth testing out. I'm really happy with how it worked, and I do think my makeup looks extra fantastic today. Or if you have already kind of been thinking about buying a Clarisonic, this is another really great function it has now that might help you justify the price a little bit. They do have like starter kits and bundles now where you do get a Clarisonic, a regular face cleansing brush, and then the foundation brush as well, so I'll have some links down below. I think it is awesome that Clarisonic has released this product. I think it's great, especially in comparison to other electronic makeup brushes on the market. Like, there is the Blend Smart, it's the rotating one that a lot of people have reviewed here on YouTube, and that makeup brush is $70 just on its own, and it's just a makeup brush. The Clarisonic now has so many other functions, like you can use it to cleanse your face, your body. If you have the Smart Profile, you can even use like the pedicure attachments with it, and now on top of that you can also apply makeup with it. So I think even though it is pricier in comparison, I think the value is a little bit better, and in my opinion it's a little bit more justifiable. The Clarisonic has also been out for years and years, so a ton of people already own one, so it's not really that crazy to go spend $35 to $40 on a makeup brush if it works this well. I mean, there's a lot of technology that goes into this that does, I think, justify the price over a regular foundation brush. I think I got my first Clarisonic Mia when I was like 14 or 15, so yeah, a ton of people already own one. I think this is a really smart progression and another nice added function with the Clarisonic. But I will definitely continue to use this, I think, especially when I'm like really pressed for time, because it was so incredibly easy and effortless. And who knows, I'll try it out with a bunch of other foundations and maybe there will be a combination that gives me like completely flawless, like photoshopped in real life kind of effect on my skin, and it'll be completely life-changing for me. I do have to say though, the more I'm looking at my makeup, the more I'm like, it looks really good. But yeah, I think that's where I'm going to wrap up today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed and found this interesting. Once again, check out the description bar down below because I'll have this brush head linked. As of right now, it looks like it's just available on Ulta and then the Clarisonic website. Check that out, and I will have some of the bundles and starter kits and just the different Clarisonics on their own link down below if you want more information about what these little guys do if you're not familiar. Give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Go follow me everywhere on social media. I am at Sarah Rianne on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. Also, let me know if there's any other devices or things like that you want to see me test out, and hit that subscribe button down below. Once again, huge giveaway coming up, just a little reminder, but I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye guys.